real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Christy Wolford says she married the defendant twice, divorced him twice, and he cheated on her twice. Christy says once she caught the defendant cheating on her with a 17-year-old, and another time she caught him writing a love letter to his childhood sweetheart. She's suing for unpaid rent. Defendant Timothy Wolford admits that he cheated on Christy and says the first time was in retaliation because he discovered that his daughter may not be his. Timothy denies owing Christy for anything.
Tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I married this man 2 times, divorced this man 2 times, and he cheated on me 2 times.
You do everything in twos?
2s, yes. 2 is supposed to be a good number. The first time was with a 17-year-old girl who was more like my sister. I kicked in the front door and found him on our sofa.
What? You found him on your sofa?
Yes.
With a 17-year-old?
Yes.
How old was he at the time?
21, I believe.
When did you all first get married? How old were you?
I was 16 when we got together. Got pregnant 6 months later. So that started things off pretty bad. You know, 2 kids having a kid. So we went through, graduated high school, did all that, tried to go back to school the first time. And then he had me go out with my friend. So when I came back, because I didn't feel good and just didn't really want to go out, so I came back and that's when I found him. So that ended the first one.
What'd you do?
I kicked in the front door.
Once you got in the door, what did you do?
I kept my hands to myself.
Good.
Other than that, the police were called. She was removed from the property.
She had to wait on the police to be removed?
No, given that she was a minor in the state of in the custody of the state.
There wasn't too much of a minor on that couch with this grown man. Go ahead. You want to give me some background, sir?
Yeah, I did cheat, but I mean,
all right.
no good answer for it. But you know, I was found out that one of my daughters may not have been mine. It was a situation that
before you did that?
Yes.
So it was kind of retaliation, or?
Yeah, I guess I considered it retaliation. I, you know, went with it, did what I did. Okay. It was stupid of me.
And you all divorced how long thereafter?
6 months.
All right, and then you all resumed or remarried how long after that?
Okay, a year after we divorced, we remarried.
All right, and that was in what year?
2008, we remarried.
All right, and what happened then?
Well, we tried to stay friends for the kids to make it go good. And we were hanging out and doing things together, and then one night, we got wasted. And I got pregnant with the 3rd one. I thought it was a sign, so we got back together, and everything was good till we got married.
They sold that couch.
Oh, that left. I burnt that.
I hope so.
Yeah, that couch went. I burned it.
All right.
Everything went good till 2 days after we got married the next time, and then everything went.
What happened this time?
2 days later, we got in a huge fight, and it just kept it going after that. After going back to school and getting my MA and then working full-time, I come home, the house is filthy, he's playing video games, the kids are hungry, and he's writing love letters to a girl that was his childhood sweeheart. And I have the letters to prove it.
How'd you get that?
Ding Dong left his phone on and got a mysterious call. I went to answer it for him, they hung up on me. When the call closed out, his email was open with the letter up. So I read the letter and confronted him that day. That was September of last year, and he didn't deny it. So I kicked him out. The kids and I kept the house.
You wanted to give it to me?
Plaintiff Christy Wolford says after she married the defendant for a 2nd time, she caught him writing a love letter to his childhood sweetheart. And she has the letter in court today.
This is to the other woman. Thank
Yes.
you for taking the time to listen to me. You are the most amazing woman in the past and present memory of my life. That may sound corny, no matter how it sounds. Yes, it did. It is the truth. This last week and a half of my attempts to flatter you and then being with you on Friday, September 9th. Why'd you do that? Who does that? Give the exact date was just so unbelievably overwhelming for me that I just couldn't awake out of a dream. Now, when she caught you, why didn't you just say that was a dream? Do you see why I said that was a dream? You gotta learn how to lie if you're gonna cheat. Oh, baby, that was a dream. You see, well, it was really a nightmare. I don't know why I'm calling it a dream. Here we go again. I've wished for 11 years that I could kiss you just once. Only so I could know what it's like to kiss the woman of my dreams. You may call that silly, and that's okay, because I call it a fantasy. See? You had another out. Oh, baby, I was just fantasizing. Don't you see, that's fantasizing. I was fantasizing from what I did when I was a kid. You were dreaming and then fantasizing, right? Those are the two words you used. You're not the other woman. You're the woman. One day I want to tell you how much I love you. I wanted to personally read this to you, but maybe it's best that I give you this in this form, because I might get caught and kicked out.
Is that a typo, Your Honor?
And you did get caught and kicked out. All right, so you all divorced shortly thereafter.
This divorce just happened on April 5th.
Okay.
The second one.
All right.
Just finalized.
I have the decree here for you to see.
Tell me about, let me see the decree. The rent you're suing for.
Okay, the rent is for the full 12 months of the lease that we signed. We signed it starting June of last year, and it ends May 31st of this year. Jointly married, we agreed, you know, 50-50. I have a breakdown here for you with the lease if you'd like to see it. And even after he left, we had a verbal agreement that I was housing his children and he would still maintain his half of the lease.
Sir, what do you want to tell me about this?
Around the beginning of September last year was when me and my high school sweetheart, first one, had started talking again. And then I went out with her and we took a walk and we talked a lot. And
you don't have to rub it in her face. You don't want to hear this nonsense, do you? Well,
No.
You've already read the letter, but nobody want to hear all
I've talked to her
this.
too.
Did you?
Yeah. It was all one-sided according to her.
He tracked her down,
Yeah.
stalked her.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, you're right. This is a stalking type letter. This is the type of letter people write when they're stalking. You are the most amazing woman in past history. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. That means she's been fighting you off the other days. That means you were stalking the woman. Go ahead.
shortly after the situation was confronted, she just decided that she didn't want to be in the middle of it, so she just kind of completely quit talking to me for quite a while.
Plaintiff Christy Wolford says after she married the defendant for a second time, she caught him writing a love letter to his childhood sweetheart. And she has the letter in court today.
What do you have to say about this rent?
Well, I do believe I paid about $260 for 6 months, which comes out to about $1,560. That is just probably a little bit short under the amount of a total of $990 under probably what I should have given.
So you come across so pitiful. Anybody ever told you that? Seriously, anybody ever told you that?
No, Your Honor.
Now you're talking about how your wife made you pay rent. Sir, your wife can't make you pay rent. It's your home and hers. And you sitting up here, well, I owe her. I agreed to pay her rent. How you going to agree to pay your wife rent?
Good question.
Why do you ask her then? You ain't talking You're all right with me. I like you because you're innocent. You're certainly innocent. Can nobody be that pitiful without being innocent? All right, ma'am, you can't sue your husband. This should have come up during divorce court. That's part of a divorce. It's a debt. You all worked the debts out. You didn't have a debt separate from each other. You had a joint debt. You all were married. You can't have a separate debt. If you want to amend that judgment, you go back and say, Judge, you did not rule on the claim that I have that my husband should pay me rent for the time we were married. Would you please rule on that? All right, have a good day. I can't give you an order.
You left your kids high and dry for a woman who doesn't even want you now. She walked away when you became obtainable. And you leave us high and dry. You don't even pay child support. While you're off drinking and partying and blowing your money.
I don't have anything further to say. I'm sorry.